So my goal was to drive by the end of the year. And I made that goal. I was driving, didn't still quite feel 100% comfortable. My leg was still a little slow and stuff. So, plus driving with your left foot's a lot different than
Yeah,
driving
that's
with your
way
right
different.
foot. You first hit that brake and, boom, you're hitting the dashboard. So
That'll wake you up.
that's right. So I've always been a car guy, car bikes. I like. I'm a motorhead, so I had a SRT Challenger at the time, and it was pretty good because I had a big long doors. Being a two door,
Hmm.
I pull my wheelchair apart and put it in there. Um, and so I started getting back into what I love to do. I love to go to car shows and stuff like that. So I started doing that when I could, and then the leg was just it was just slow, man. It's amazing, like from working out in the gym, how long it takes to build muscle
Oh
and
yeah.
how fast it goes
Oh,
away.
overnight.
Yes, and you blink your eyes, it's gone.
Oh yeah.
And so my balance is still to this day, 10 years. My balance is still. I can stand up on the one leg, but it's kind of
Hmm.
hard to balance when you have a leg that's kind of pulling you down and you can't really
Gotcha.
do nothing with it.
Right.
So balance was a big thing for me. Standing at first caused me a little bit of pain. Then that now I can stand for an hour at a time and I have no pain. So it was
That's
just
dope.
repetition, doing it over and over, getting those muscles back to
Right.
strength and all that. Um, so I would say probably after it started working, it was probably a year later before I really felt comfortable like driving and doing stuff. And then,
Mhm.
that gave me more confidence. Like, okay, I got this leg. I can stand up. I can move around and do things that I couldn't do before. So it gave me a lot more independence. Being able to drive by myself, not
Mhm.
having to ask somebody to take me somewhere, and
Gotcha.
and and then even getting taken somewhere. Because then we only had cars. Um,
Gotcha.
it was hard to put that wheelchair in and someone else in. So then we got an SUV and we could put the wheelchair right in the back, and that was great.
Mhm.
And
Right.
my wife at the time, she didn't like driving, so I still did all the driving and stuff. And but that gave me the ability to go to the beach and stuff. My
Okay.
the first like year after my accident, I lost both my grandparents, my
Oh man,
both my
sorry to hear that. My
grandmothers.
condolences.
Thank you. And I couldn't even go to the funeral because they both lived like 4 hours away. And I was like, there's no way I could sit in a car for 4 hours. So that also motivated me to get more normal, I guess, to where I can go do these things if I have
Gotcha.
to. And, now I jump in the car and drive to the beach, no problem. I've driven to Florida a couple times, an 8 hour drive. It's rough, but I can do
Wow.
it.
Let me ask you this though. Your family man, your daughter. What role did your family play, particularly your daughter, helping with your recovery? What role did she play in helping you get back on track?
So I have three daughters.
$3. I'm sorry.
One is at the time of my accident, I only had two. So my oldest daughter and my middle daughter, and the middle daughter didn't live with me at the time. The oldest one did, um, and thank God I had kids because who
Mm,
knows? Like I said, the
right.
first couple years were pretty dark. I could have decided I'm not going to do this. But the
Right.
kids, I can't do that to them. So
Right.
I was like, no matter how much I struggle, how much pain I'm in, no matter how much I hate life, if I can watch them graduate, if I can watch them get married,
Right.
these are the
Normal
things
stuff.
they want to, yeah, they want to father around for. So that gave me big time motivation. And then um so the crazy thing is when I got in my accident, at the time I was driving to Raleigh. I'd stay there Monday through Friday at work and come home on the weekends. My wife at the time and I were trying to have a child. She was pregnant. I went to Raleigh on Monday. She called me Monday and she had a miscarriage. So I drove straight home to be with her that night. And then Tuesday,
I'm
I went
sorry.
back to work. And that's the day I wrecked my motorcycle. So uh, after that, we waited a little bit of time. And about 2 years after my accident, she got pregnant again. and so I had my third daughter, and the my first two daughters, when I had them, I was working out of town again, the same. And you know, I didn't spend a lot of time with them. And then when my third daughter came, I was working from home. So for the first 4 years of our life, I was with her every single day. So you know,
That's
that
dope.
was something. Yeah, it was. I loved it. You know, I never got that opportunity. You know, I missed first walks, first words. You know, all kinds of stuff with my
Mm,
first two children, and I got to see all of that, you know, with my third. So, silver lining type
mm,
thing, you know, it did give me that. So for
right.
that, I'm super grateful, you know.
So having experienced that, how did that help you bond more with your other daughters and seeing that, oh man, I missed this with them? Did that make you want to just grab them and just try to get all that time back you missed? Is that how that worked?
Um, I've never been a big believer on being able to get back stuff you missed. Because you just gotta try to get new things from going forward. But
Gotcha.
I yeah, absolutely. I mean, because again, I'd see them every day. You know, they get home from school, need help with homework, whatever it may be. I'd still go to like Carowinds. We love Carowinds, so we'd go to Carowinds all the time during the summer. And money was different, but I was the time. So presence over presence,
All right.
Um,
Time, bro, man. Oh yeah.
and yeah, so I mean that stuff, I have good memories that I'll never forget, and keep me happy when things are a little low. I start thinking about that.
Right, right.
My middle daughter, it was funny when I first started being able to stand. They gave me this brace that I could stand for this leg that would hold it straight, and then I could walk with these crutches or a walker and things. And I remember being in the kitchen, and my middle daughter, she looked at me, and she's like, "You got chicken legs." And I was like, "Dang, girl." I'm like, "I
They're
sure do.
brutal,
I
bro.
sure do."
They are
Yeah,
brutal, man.
they are.
They are brutal, bro. Kid, hey,
She,
you gotta love it
she's
though.
about
Don't you wish
7, I
adults
guess.
could be
With
that
it.
honest? Man,
Yeah,
you wish
yeah.
adults could be
Well,
that
I don't
honest
know.
with a little more tact. With a little more tact.
Yeah, sometimes.
So being I don't know how you like to be referred to as someone with a disability or just I'm I want to make sure I'm addressed you properly. But what are some of the things you encounter, like misconceptions or stereotypes that individual with disabilities face that you know that you've had to overcome, that you had challenges with? People think that you can't do certain things in your personal and professional life.
Yeah. I mean, one that happens a lot is when I'm in the grocery store. People, if I'm looking up and I'm bad at the grocery store, I'm gonna stand and look around for a while anyway because I don't know where anything is or anything. But yeah, somebody be like,
Right.
"Oh, can I get something for you?" And usually, sometimes if I know what I want, I'm like, "Yeah, you can grab that for me." But most of the time, I'm like, "No, I got it," because and then I'll stand up and then like, "Oh,
Oh
oh, you can
shit.
stand up." Yeah. Um, so there's not really a lot. I mean, I've had some people ask me certain things, if I could do this or do that, um, in work, it's kind of a joke. I work with another a guy who actually he'll get up on the roof and inspect it, and
Right.
I talk to the homeowner, talk to the insurance, and get that stuff going. And it's kind of a joke. They'll, a lot of times I'm like, "Did you fall off a roof?" And I guess that's a that's a good question
Right.
to ask if a
Yeah.
roofer's coming to look at your
Right.
stuff,
Right. Right.
to make sure they're safe. So I get that one a lot. People ask me a lot of times when they see me driving or something, they're like, "How do you drive?" And things like that. But I'm, I don't really, people can ask me. I don't care. Like people ask, a lot of people are very blunt. They'll come up and they'll just like, "What happened?" Just like that, and then I'll tell them. As far as like what I'm called, handicapped, disabled, it doesn't matter to me. I like to say handy
Mhm.
capable because I'm pretty capable
There
for
you go.
being
My guy.
handicapped.
I
But
love
I'm
that.
handicapped. I'm definitely
Right.
handicapped. Having a leg that don't work. I can't run, I can't jump out the car and go, so there's a lot of stuff I can't do. So, I am handicapped. But
Hmm.
like when you're playing golf and you get that handicap, you try to beat it, try to get over it.
Right.
And that's pretty much what
That's
I
a
try
great
to
way to
do.
look at it, man. That's
Yeah.
that's a great analogy. I like that, man. Because I'm definitely trying to beat my handicap. Because
Yeah.
shit, some days you might, man. Listen, sometimes I don't think my legs work either. Boy, the way these balls be flying, so,
I know that's right.
but, but then there's some days that's golf though. Golf is
That's right.
one shot brings you back. So let
That's
me ask
right.
you this, man. What advice would you give to others, man, that new to this and facing that challenge that you've gone through, man? What's some words of encouragement and advice you can give somebody that might be listening to this and just started this journey that may be going through what you're going through?
So, first off, never believe what the doctor tells you. Okay.
Mm,
The doctors, they really don't know. So if they say you'll never walk again, take that with a grain of salt and say, you know what? Use that as motivation. I want to prove him wrong. Um, don't be scared to ask for help. I've never had anybody look at me weird or out of anger because I asked for help. Um, People will offer you help, but at the end of the day, if you don't ask for it or if you're not willing to accept it, you can still get better or get better at life to life activities, day to day activities.
mm,
But the more help you ask for, the quicker you can get there. So, if I'm gonna be
mm,
stubborn and I'm not gonna join a Facebook page of spinal cord injuries or ask for help when I'm out or when I'm at physical therapy, if I see someone else in a wheelchair, maybe talk to him. This guy looks like he's been in a wheelchair a long time. Let me talk to him and get some tips because like I said before, the people in physical therapy, they don't have the same they're just being taught what to tell us, whereas somebody who has been
mm,
through it can give you much better advice. So um if you're just injured and you're going to physical therapy and they're saying do this or do that, do it because this is your new job, getting better, getting healthy.
mm,
All right. So if you had a job that you can't do now because you're in a wheelchair, then you got to get better for yourself so you can find something that you can do, because nobody wants to just sit and live on government checks, which ain't
right,
worth a crap anyway. So
right.
you gotta realize that, all right, now I have a new job. My job is getting as good as I can be. And you're not gonna do that just sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. So you gotta ask for help. Talk to people if you're feeling down. Talk to a
Hmm.
therapist. For your mental health as well, because look, that takes a big hit. As your body takes a hit, but your mental
Mm,
health is can be either more helpful or more hurtful in your situation, depending on how you let it go through. If you're looking at everything every
right.
day and you're like, oh, I miss this, I miss that, I'm never going to be able to do this, I'm never going to be able to do that, blah blah blah. You can do it all. There's not much that I can't do that someone else that's able-bodied can do. Like I said, I'm not going
Hmm.
to run a race with nobody, but if I want to
Right.
go scuba diving or hell, I can go skydiving. There's adaptive
Right.
sports and adaptive things for pretty much everything. So
Hmm.
that's the biggest thing is get outside your ego. Don't stay in a pity party. Nobody likes to be around anybody that's in a pity party all the time.
Right. Right.
Don't get me wrong,
Right.
you're gonna have
Some
those
people.
times. People that go through traumatic, life-changing events, whether it's injuries or just deaths or whatever, you're gonna have bad days, and that's okay.
Hmm.
Have a bad day, but pull yourself up the next day and say, you know what, I don't want a day like that again. I want
Got you.
better days.
Right. I've always said you have to have enough good days to know what a bad day is. So, what? Let me. You mentioned that. What about mental health? What is something that you do personally to make sure that your mental health is intact? That you're able to carry on your day. So, what are some of the things you practice? In meditation, like what is it? Something that you do to make sure you're stable?
Um, so right now, I feel pretty good in my mental health. But when everything first happened, I talked to a therapist for a while.
Okay.
I talked to friends. When I was feeling bad, call them up, talk to them. Just like when somebody has something bad happen to them, whether like say someone close to you passes away,
Mm-hmm.
people reach out and they say, "Hey, if you need anything, I'm just a
Right.
phone call away." And most people they take that and they're just like,
Yeah.
I don't need that or whatever." They throw it away.
Right.
But look, people are more than willing. Like I
Right.
think people enjoy it because I would enjoy it if I talk to somebody and I lift them up. That
Oh yeah.
makes me feel better.
Absolutely.
So that's a big thing is talking, man. I mean, we are designed as humans to be interactive, be social, to
Mm-hmm.
have people around us. They say it takes a village, and sometimes it does. It takes the whole
Right.
damn village sometimes. But you got to have that village with you, so you can't with that pity party. You can push people off. You can push people
Mm-hmm.
away. People are trying to help, and you keep pushing them away. Eventually, they're gonna stop asking you if you want help.
Right.
So take
Right. Right.
advantage of that. No,
That's good,
nobody's going
man.
to be mad for talking to you on the phone for 30 minutes, to make you feel
Right.
better. You know,
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
different than
especially if they're
saying, come
your
to my
friends before.
house and cut my grass. Okay, maybe that's a little more like, okay, that's a lot of work.
Hold on, bro.
But you
Hold
come in
on
there,
now.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know you said you were a part of a Facebook group. Are there any other organizations or foundations that you would recommend for people that to get involved with, or could you give us the name of the face group group that you're a part of?
Yeah, it's called a spinal cord support group on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. And then there's a young lady that was injured. I met her at physical therapy. Her name is Jessie Jesi Stratham, and she has a foundation called Wheel for Life. Um,
Hmm.
so she does a lot of stuff to help newly injured people and like adaptive clothing, like a lot of support blogs and stuff. So those are a couple good ones. I mean, lately I haven't really followed a lot of that stuff. I still, talk to people on the Facebook page, especially the people because I mean they'll come right out and like, I can't do this anymore. I want my life to be over,
Mm.
and
Wow, that's
I
powerful.
I I know because I was there. I was there for a long time. And don't get me wrong, there's still days I wake up and I'm like, what's the point? You know?
Right,
Um,
right.
so, on those days I really get on that page and talk to other people
Gotcha.
and
Helps
try to
pulls you
lift them
through.
up because by lifting them up, it lifts me up as well.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot. I've had a lot of people try to get me into like adaptive sports, like adaptive rugby and basketball, and I'm like, look, man, I didn't play
Hmm.
basketball or sports when I was walking. I don't think I'm gonna do it now. The gym is my workout, and I just leave it at
Right.
that. But there
Nah,
there is a
man.
ton of stuff out there, for support and help for spinal cord injured people.
That's what's up, man. That was awesome, man. So tell me, give me some information about your business, man. To tell people how they can reach you. If they need some services, give them the information.
Yep. So I've been doing roofing since 2011. Basically, what we do is we look at the roofs and see if the people have damage from wind or hail, tornadoes, whatever it may be, and we get the insurance involved. We get the insurance to pay for the replacement of their roof. Um,
Hmm.
it's sales, but it's a little different than sales. I'm trying to make you come out of pocket $20,000. I'm trying to make your insurance come out of pocket 20,000.
Gotcha. Gotcha. We
Um,
working with the customer.
Correct. So I'm there for the
Mm.
customer. A lot of people still don't understand how it works, and they're like, "Oh, the insurance." Some people are scared to use your insurance, but look, if you miss a payment, they're calling you immediately. So they're there
Absolutely.
to protect your investment and make sure it's covered. Make sure if it's damaged that it gets restored back to its former glory. So I've been doing that for a long time. I enjoy it because I get to pretty much make my own schedule. If I need to take a day or a week off, I can do it. It's my money is not me clocking in, it's how much hours I put in. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
um, so I love that job, man. Basically now I work with another guy. That way he can get up and climb the roofs and
Right,
look at the
right. Do the
roofs, look for
inspection.
inspections. Yeah, I also have a drone though. I can use a drone, fly it up there and look at roofs
Oh,
as well.
cool.
Yeah, so I do that from time to time. I like when I'm doing a roof, I like to fly the drone around and make some videos and stuff of it. The company I work for is called Renoir Restoration. So like the
Hmm.
painter, Renoir, and 20-year-old company, local here in out of Matthews, and great company to work for. It's not too big. I worked for another company and they got really big and really corporate, and I
Oh yeah,
hated
that
having
changes the game.
meetings and
Yeah, that
stuff. That's like,
changes the game.
man, yeah. So I went back to this smaller company. This is the company I first started roofing with in 2011,
Okay.
and yeah, so I've been back with them for about 4 years now, and I love it. I mean, he's a good guy. Being a smaller company, I have more control with my customers. There's more
Right.
customer service orientation versus people in the office. 5 different people calling one homeowner. My
Right.
homeowners, they just deal with me pretty much, and people like
Cool.
it that way. You don't want to talk to all these
Yeah,
different people
absolutely.
and get confused.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people don't like to be sold. And when five
Right.
different people try to, yeah, I hate it. Like I hate to be
Yeah.
sold. Like,
Right.
but
Exactly.
that's what's up, man. Hey, listen, man. It was amazing talking to you, man. I'm sure you've inspired a ton of people, man, that's going to see this, man. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful for you coming on my show, man. And I really appreciate you, man. So once again, man, this guy, Jeff, man, I've seen him in the gym. He motivates me, man. I see him when I feel like I can't go. I look over and see this guy putting in that work. I'm like, okay, let's get it, man. So once again, man, Jeff, I appreciate you being on the show, man. And hey, just keep pushing, man. Keep inspiring,
Yep.
brother.
All
We
right.
appreciate you, man. All right,
All
that's
right.
going to
Thank
do it
you.
for us, man. Once again, man, we're impacting the culture one show at a time, man. And listen, I thank you for your support, and I'll see you soon. I appreciate you. Thank